All of my let's just be friends, friends I don't have anymore. How do you not check on me when things go wrong? Guess I should have tried to keep my family closer, much closer.
What is good, everyone? Richard here from Weed City Soul. We're here to do just a vlog style vid for the channel to tell the story of how I got my hands on the Air Jordan 12 flu game for retail 2 days after its release. So we're doing this video vlog style because I didn't feel like setting up all the stuff I usually have to set up to make videos. So this is going to be really informal. It's just going to be me looking kind of unkempt. My hair's not done because I didn't give a shit. It's just gonna be me whipping the camera around and telling you the telling you the story of how I got these shoes. Now, obviously, the demand for the Air Jordan 12 flu game was massive. Here in Manitoba, they only dropped 48 pairs at House of Hoops. So 48 pairs in the entire province, and I managed to get my hands on a pair 2 days after release for retail. So I entered the raffle just like hundreds and hundreds of other people did for these 48 pairs of shoes, and I lost. And, you know, I accepted that. I didn't really feel like there was any chance that I was really going to get them, so it didn't really bum me out that much. But Monday morning rolls around, and I get a call from one of my best friends. His name's Rudy, and he tells me that one of his buddies doesn't want his pair and is looking to sell them, and is willing to sell them to me for retail. That's crazy because I looked on eBay, and the price of these shoes is already up over $400. I would expect them to eventually, as it gets further from the release, go up in price. I bet they end up around $600, $700 a pair on eBay. So the fact that I was able to get a pair for retail, I was super hyped about that. So here they are. Kind of dark in here right now. It's rainy out. But Air Jordan 12s are one of my favorite J's. They're just really well built and really durable. My taxis have taken a pretty heavy beating in various situations, and they basically look brand new. So I was hyped to be able to get another pair. There's a lot of 12s dropping this year, and it didn't look particularly easy to get my hands on any of them. So the fact that these sort of fell into my lap was really outstanding. Funny story about, oh hey, here's the receipt from House of Hoops, so I know they're legit. Funny story is when I initially missed out on these, I had a friend at Polo Park there, so I told him to just grab me another pair of shoes. So I ended up getting the black and yellow Curry 2.5, thinking that I was not going to be getting the flu games at all, and then 2 days later, flu games. So now I've got 2 new pairs of shoes. Nothing new for me really. But, you know, maybe I could have saved a little bit of cash if I hadn't got these. But I was interested in how these perform. I haven't got a chance to take them out on the court yet. But that's another shoe that I picked up recently. So we'll just do a quick review of the shoe here. Just take a look at it in detail. Embossed full grain leather all the way around. Does it feel remastered compared to my 2013 taxis? Not really. I've noticed a serious difference between the pre-remastered and remastered 10s. The leather is way different, but on these ones it feels about the same. I'm okay with that because I like 12s again because they're super durable. So the fact that it's a bit of a stiffer leather, that's not a big deal to me. Traction pattern, carbon fiber midfoot shank, herringbone pods. The shoe was the, I believe, first iteration of Zoom Air, the shoe. It's full length. You could feel it underfoot. It's not as maybe springy as some of the stuff you're going to find these days, but it's still pretty decent. The shoe's a little clunky. I've played in 12s before. They're a little clunky, but the cushioning is nice. As far as some of the older J's, it's definitely one of the better ones to play in. But 2-3 on the tongue. Jumpman on the midfoot. Quality inspired by the greatest player ever. Jumpman pull tab. the 2-3. That's about it. Super pumped about this. Again, they sort of just fell into my lap, so I'm pretty hyped about it. Probably gonna wear these a lot. Actually, I'm just gonna wear them into the ground. I think a lot of people are gonna maybe coddle theirs, but not these. These are gonna get beat down. So that was the quick story of how I got a pair of Air Jordan 12 Flu Games 2 days after release for retail. It wasn't a particularly thrilling story, but I thought it was interesting that I was able to get a pair for retail a couple days after release, especially when the demand was so high. But it just kind of goes to show that it helps in sneaker culture and in the sneaker game. It really helps to know people who are sneakerheads. Rudy is a really good friend of mine, but he's not like a guy who runs around flipping shoes. He's not a boss in the shoe game or anything like that. He's just a friend of mine who knew a guy. That's the great thing about sneaker culture, is networking with people and having friends that share the same interests as you. And when you know people and when you make good friends with them and they're interested in the same stuff you're interested in, sometimes things like this can happen and you can get a really great pair of shoes without having to pay a ton of money, because the aftermarket in sneaker culture is ridiculous right now. So again, it just goes to show that making friends in sneaker culture is a great thing. You don't have to go out there and be competing with everybody all the time. We're all in this because we like shoes. Some people are in it for the money, but you know, the real sneakerheads are going to shine through, and I feel like in this case that's just one of those situations. So again, thanks for watching, thanks for listening to my story. If this was enjoyable to you at all, please comment, like, and subscribe, and follow us on Instagram at Weed City Soul. I'm Richard from Weed City Soul, and they're just shoes.
You're so predictable, I hate people like you. Kennedy Road taught me not to trust people like you. How you supposed to figure out what I'm going through? You can't even figure out what's going on with you.